Hello, how y'all doing? It has been a busy couple days, I tell you. Got Camp Kitchen set up. Just about finished with it. I'm almost ready to start cooking out of it, and it's been almost a full 2 days worth of setup too. Got the other day before going on my weekend, the last day off before going back to work, I got the tent and everything up and a couple of the big heavy things in. And then I've spent the bulk of today arranging and getting things set up. So we're hopeful to get tonight's dinner cooked out of it. And I just thought I'd show you around camp just a little bit and show you what is new for 2024. So outside of camp, right behind the tent, and I did show you this past spring. Um, I made a little shooting range. Um, so days when we're out here um, before hunting season starts, which is really soon because squirrel season here starts tomorrow. So I do have plans on going out archery hunting this year for deer and maybe the fall turkey hunt too. I don't know, but I've got it set up. I do need to stake out my deer target, but days while I'm piddling and waiting for dinner to cook and in between things I can just stay practiced. So I still need to finish setting up the deer target, but get all this set up this morning. Nothing really new here on the outside other than a small little hand washing station. The local thrift antique store is going out of business, so I've been visiting him quite a bit this summer, picking up most whatever he had in enamelware. So now I have too much enamelware to go with my too much cast iron and too much other things. My wife says it's the first step to owning my addiction is to admit that I have a problem. So anyhow, I have too much cooking stuff. Just got the stove set in place. I still need to um, picked up a little bit of rust last year. I cleaned that up and started painting it again and ran out of paint. So I still got to finish painting it, a couple more coats with some stove paint. But I just got it set in place so I could put everything else up around it. Same setup pretty much as what I did in the spring. There's some of my new enamelware, or new to me. Nice little tin for my coffee. Got the 3-burner stove again this year I'm using. I did pick up another set of shelving, and so I can set an additional 2-burner stove in here. That way I can maybe bake something in an oven, maybe small bread or something. Maybe, I'm just thinking as I go here, maybe a little soup pot with some soup for a lunch. And then on the other stove, set up the griddle and have some grilled cheese sandwiches and everything at once without having to set something off to the side. More of my enamelware. The dirty wooden box is all cast iron, and I thought it would be a smart idea this year to get a first aid kit and leave down here. I've got the poplar box which I need to finish. I need to either paint it, stain it, or treat it in some capacity, but it's all bakingware, and the 2 little duffel bag pouches are some more baking stuff, cookie cutters and that kind of stuff. Have another small pizza square, which I'm going to use in the bottom of the Coleman oven instead of all the lava rocks, which I thought was a really good idea, and it did work out pretty good, but it's messy and time consuming. That the pizza square is not. Stocked, at least for the beginning of the season, with some canned foods. There's the big beast of a cook box, which I'm going to come back to at the end of the video with a different camera. I've got a couple watchers who want details on the cook box, but again, here's the cook box with all my friends' stickers. And I did get, when we were on vacation earlier this year, a cast iron bottle opener deer head, so I stuck it on the outside here. Nothing new inside except for some more enamel wear. And like I said, the same setup for the most part as spring. Did get a collapsible trash can, so I don't have to wrestle with extra shopping bags. And yep, that is the setup. And not really new for this year, but the only other thing I did do for the pantry, I hope it holds together here because it's not really level yet. I got better storage containers than the plastic coffee containers. That kind of worked out. Really, it did its job. But this past winter spring season, I developed a mouse problem down here. And see, 8 little holes. They nested up in here pretty good a couple times, and I just thought better storage would help me out. And that is probably the next new thing for this season, is quite a few mouse traps. All right, so oh, this thing here. When I first drew this out on paper and stuff, my intention, let me explain my intention first, and then an explanation, and how it all morphed into something completely different than it started off to be. Initially, it was supposed to be just a grab-and-go chuck box type of thing, 2-burner Coleman stove, a skillet, like 1 pot, a coffee pot, a couple plates. Behind the coffee pot, there's another stock pot. But anyhow, it wasn't supposed to be much. I drew it out on paper. Even penciled in the 2-burner stove. And anyhow, I knew what I wanted out of it. And my dad's pretty good at making things. He worked as when he got out of the army and stuff and finished out his working career, he worked at same place I do. He's worked in the carpenter shop for, I don't know, 15, 17 years, something like that. Pretty good while. So he's pretty good at making things, and that really wasn't the full purpose. We had a pretty strained relationship when I was younger. Anyhow, long story there, but I take ownership of at least my part of it, and tried just coming up with things as an adult that we can do together, and maybe make up for some of that lost father and son time that we didn't have when we should have. But so anyhow, I took my idea to him, said, "Hey Dad, can you help me out with something?" And then in typical dad fashion, he took over the project, and it's not what I had in mind, and it will probably last a nuclear holocaust, and I'm probably going to really have to make a second box. Nothing against this one, other than it's a beast. It's too heavy, It's too big around to get a decent grip on it to carry it. So for the most part, you have to empty it out, put it in place, and restock it. And it's kind of defeats the purpose of having the box. But anyhow, that's all that. It is, like I said, it is give or take 33 inches wide. 15 inches deep, and call it 22 inches tall. Like I said, it was only supposed to do a 2-burner Coleman liquid fuel stove and an enamelware skillet. You know, nothing, but somehow you can tell that's everything's oversized, which is great for me down here or a semi-permanent camp, but just a weekend trip, I don't want to take this thing anywhere. It's way too heavy. It's too big. It's made out of 3/8 inch plywood, and it was a primered plywood on one side and finished on the other. And then just other pieces of stock to brace up all the shelves and so forth. I guess it's 5 or 6 years old now, so it's sturdy. It holds up. But that's the quick explanation of my chuck box. I would it's a love-hate relationship with this thing. I really do like it, but it's just it's too much. So just wanted to show you around a little bit this year. Not a lot of changes, as I said. Just going to start cooking back here today. So I hope you guys stick around for the season. I've got a lot of things planned out that should be pretty good back here. I'm hoping for a pretty successful squirrel and deer hunting season. Cools down a little bit, we'll be camping back out here again. And so I'm hoping to have a pretty good fall. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.